Hello, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the extract functions in PostgreSQL using pgadmin 4. This video is going to be part of the SQL date concept and functions playlist. So without any further ado, let's get to it. So the extract function is pretty much like the date part function. And what it does is it parses or it extracts a date part from a given a date or time part from a given date or time value. So in this demo, I'm going to extract these date parts from a given date value and it's going to probably going to take me a little bit longer, so hang tight and don't get bored. Let me start with the year first. Before I do anything, let me open the data test table. This is called date test table. Actually, date test table has one column, uh, which is labeled X date, right? And I have two records here. And as you can see, two date value record, two date values that has the day, the year, the time, uh, both of these. So I don't see the time zone, right? I have the timestamp without the time zone. So I'll have, when it comes to the time zone, although I don't have the date part for the time zone, so that's a good news. So again, the X date column it has a combination of date and time. So let's go ahead and start with the first date part, sorry, extract of the date data part, which is the year, right? So the way it works is we're going to start with a select statement, an extract, and then open the parentheses. We're going to pass the date type or date part that we're going to extract, right? So the first argument is going to be one of these. One of these will be plugged in here as the first argument. So we're going to say year. And then the second is going to be from, right? So you want the year, right? Date part or date type, but then you're going to say from where. And then we're going to pass the name of the column, right? The source column that this extraction of the year will take place on. And then the next line, we're going to specify the name of the source table, which is nothing but the date test. So date test. Right. So let's go ahead and run this. You're going to see that now we just extracted the year from the X date column of our date test table. Let's move on to the second date part, and just to save time, I'm going to just copy and paste. This was for the year, and this is going to be for the month. I'm just going to copy this statement here and paste it here. All I have to do is, as you know now, the anatomy of the extract function. All you have to do is change the date part argument here. From year, we're going to now add the month. So let's go ahead and add the month. Now we're going to extract the month from our X date value from our date test table. And let me just refresh it or reopen that table one more time. The X date is the column name and the table name is date test table and it has two records. All right, let's go ahead and perform the extract month, and there you go. Now we have the month extracted from that X date column value. Okay, the next one is going to be day. So now we're going to extract the date part out of the X date column. So simple as that. We're going to change this to day. The first argument is going to change the day, and let's go ahead and run this. And you're going to see 27, 26. So I had two dates for multiple days, for two different days, 27, 26. All right, the next one is going to be hour, right? So this is the hour. And just paste it again. This time we're going to change the year to hour. And let's run it. There you go. That is the hour. One of them was at 23 hour, which is 11 o'clock. The other one was at 2100, which is 21, which is 9 o'clock. All right, the next one is going to be minutes. So let's now extract the minute. Say minute and extract it. And there you go, that's the minute. And just as a refresher, I'm going to keep opening that. You're going to see the minute 53:43, the hour 23:21. The second is going to be 13 for both of them, just remember. So now let's go to the second and extract the second. Same thing, let's copy this over, change this first date part argument to second. Run this. There you go, 13 seconds, and these are the microseconds that came with it. So, or the milliseconds. Um, Next one is going to be the milliseconds, right? And again, just change this to milliseconds. There you go. Those are our milliseconds. Next one is going to be the week. So let's extract the week. And just again, same thing, change it to week. And run this. And this is the week. One of them falls in the 48th week of the year. The other one falls in the 47th week of the year. Now let's do the DOW, which is day of the week, right? So again, same thing. The first argument is going to be DOW from the X date column from the date test table. There you go. One of them is the first day of the week. The other one is the zero, uh, uh, the zero, the zero day of the week. That's a little bit confusing, I know, but depending on what system and what system you're using, sometimes, and also based on the company rules and regulation, sometimes and also depending on, what country and, legal and time setting you're living in. Sometimes the first day of the week is Monday, and sometimes the first day of the week is Saturday. Sometimes the day of the week is Sunday. So in this case, since it's given the 27th as the first day and the 26th as the zero date, that means the 27th being the 27th being what day is today? Let me check. Today is the 28th. So 27 being Monday is the first day of the week. And then 26th of November being Sunday is actually the last day of the week, the zero day of the week. So that's something to keep in mind, but it's not standard. So sometimes expect Saturday to be the first day of the week. So we really have to be sure because some tools and some applications they have standardized these numbers of the week. So you may want to make sure that that complies with the requirement of whatever function or business you're uh, that you're that you're uh, that you're gaining a solution for. Otherwise, if the date system is not compliant with what you want, then you may want to manipulate or edit those day numbers to something that you want. Same thing with the day of the year. Let's go ahead. Day of the year is going to pull the uh, the day of the year, the day in which the number in which that day falls within that year. So the first date is 331st day of the year, and the second one is the 330th day of the year. Next one is going to be the decade. I don't think we will need anything past week or month, but let's say decade is also can also be useful. You'll be surprised. So again, same thing, decade. You change the first argument here, and then just run it, and there you go. This is the decade is 202. Okay, and so if you count a decade is 10 years, right? So 202, that means there have been 200. That means that these dates, these two dates, both fall in 202. These two dates being November 27, 2023, next one being November 26, 2023, they both follow, they both fall in the two 202nd decade of the year starting from the zero or zero year BCE. So if you multiply two by 10, which is the number of decade, 10 years is a decade, then that's where you're landing, 2023. So we're still in the 220th decade, meaning we're still in the 20th, 2023, meaning we're still in the 22nd decade. Once we arrive at 2030 year, 2030, then we will be moving to 203rd decade of the years, going as far as 0 BCE. I know I never thought about it. I never extracted decade to think about it, but as I saw it, I had to think about it and make sure that I explain it uh, as as closely, precisely as possible. Next is going to be century. So century, again, you may find use of this as well. So what it does is it gives you the century that those days that date value falls under, this 21st century. So that's not a huge surprise. We all know we're living in the 21st century. And next one is going to be the millennium. So millennium is showing you the 1,000 years, right? So millennium, you're going to see that for the two dates that are 2023, we are in the third millennium. That means we have completed the 2,000 year, and we have entered the third millennium, meaning the third the 3,000th year of us going as far as 0 BC. And the last one is going to be interval. This is going to be a little bit different because sometimes when we performed age function to look at date difference between two days, remember we were getting interval values, which showed something like, let's say, 10 years, let's say, right, 10 years, uh, 8 months, let's say 14 days, right? That's an interval date. So pretty much it's explaining, and it can go as far as seconds, right? So let's say 14 days, let's say 9 hours, 15 minutes, and let's say 30 seconds. So this is nothing but an interval. So if we have interval date type, we can also use extract, and actually extract function is one of the easiest way for us to be able to return the date, the specified date part out of the interval date values. So let's say we have again this interval, which is 10 years, 8 months, 14 days, 9 hours, 15 minutes, 30 seconds, right? So if you have this as a value of one of your columns, let's say if you're using Excel, you can probably do you know left and right, or get try to trim it, but it will be very difficult to tell Excel that, hey, I want you to extract precisely the month or the day or the hour out of this interval date, or out of this, let's say, string data type, right? But with the extract in SQL and PostgreSQL from interval, you can actually parse, or you can actually return the date parts of year, month, days, hours, minutes, and seconds from your date value, from your interval value. And the way it works is we're going to start same way with the select statement. It's extract, and then we're going to pass the first argument as one of these arguments. So since we only have from year to second, so the only thing that applies here is year, month, day, hour, minute, and second. So these are the date part, or date part types that can be applied in this and for date intervals. So for example, if you want to pull the year, right, out of this return the year out of this date interval, we say year, and then we specify for interval, right? That's very important. Make sure that you put the interval for here, and then just make sure. I think it's a little bit shorter. Yeah, I don't need this anymore, so I'm just gonna move this all the way here so you can see the entire script. There you go, and just close the parentheses. So what you're doing right now is you're saying to SQL, extract the year from the interval, and then you put the actual interval value here. So let's go ahead and run this. And there you go. You got the year for the interval return here. Same thing for the, let's say for the month. Say, you want to extract the month out of this interval. The month is 8. Let's say you want to get days, right? Say day. Just put the first argument as day and we run it. 14 day. Let's say hour. Same thing. Same drill. Oops. Same drill. Hour. Hour is 9. 9 hours here. So you can do. You can also, instead of having the actual value as an argument, you can also have the column name, or specific column name or field name. Field and column name, they're the same thing here. Just I'm using them interchangeably. Uh, so uh, uh, so just you can also, again, you can also pass the column, the column name here instead, if you don't want to pass the value for an interval, and then you'll have to just specify, just like this statement that I've used here. Just that when you have interval date types, you can also use extract functionality and PostgreSQL to return year, month, day, hour, minute, and second date parts out of that date, that interval date value. Uh, this is it. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.